With the docking having been accomplished, hooks and latches now closed, the leak checks underway, and we're about to begin the post-docking news conference here at the Russian Mission Control Center. So let's go upstairs to the balcony room for that news conference.
So after docking, and according to our tradition, we have our now press conference with our colleagues from the different space agencies around the world and different facilities that take part in the space industry. Krasnov, who is the director of manned flights at Roscosmos, is taking part in this conference. Mr. Skorobogatov, who is in the State Commission on testing piloted manned complex facilities. Then Ivanov, who is representative of the Tsnimash facility, Sergei Krikolev, who is the director of the GSTC Training Center, Mr. Gerstenmaier, John Monteblano, and Rene Bashir, who is also the permanent representative at the agency. And I would like to give floor to Mr. Krasnov right now, and after that he will have an opportunity to ask questions to the participants to today's conference. Good morning, dear colleagues, friends. First of all, I'd like to congratulate all of us on the successful ending of dynamic operations and docking. This is something that we've been looking for during several months, and I'm glad this is over right now. I'm glad that the launch of the vehicle went smoothly, and despite such strange weather for Baikonur, it looked like really Christmas time. Lots of snow, no visibility, and our US colleagues said that during such weather we would not normally leave our hotel rooms, and what you do, you launch space vehicles. But now everything is nominal, and I'm glad we're able to see that docking occurred perfectly nominally. So now the crew has been expanded to six member crew, and we expect that on the 22nd, 3 crew members will return to the ground. Those guys who are now aboard, who have now just docked, they have a very short handover, which is shorter than usual. But however, we're pretty confident they will be able to cope with everything. And they will have to fly as a 3-member crew until mid-December, and we'll have next launch scheduled on December 21st and docking on the 23rd. So once again, I'd like to congratulate all the participants to this work. It involved many specialists, both Russian and from abroad, and I'd like again to thank you. Dear colleagues, I'd like to give floor to Mr. Gerstenmaier, if you're not against it.
Again, I'd like to congratulate our Russian colleagues on a tremendous launch and docking.
Хотел бы еще раз поздравить наших российских коллег с замечательным пуском и успешной стыковкой.
The Russian team did a tremendous job of getting ready, getting the crew prepared, and making this launch and docking occur.
Наши российские коллеги провели отличную работу по подготовке экипажа и по тому, чтобы пуск и стыковка прошли штатно.
This was not easy, and the Russians did a tremendous job getting prepared and making today possible.
Было это совершенно непросто, но наши российские коллеги провели огромную работу и провели это успешно.
And as Alexei said, the crew will have a very busy time on orbit doing the handover.
Как Алексей Борисович уже упомянул, у экипажа будет очень напряженный график, пересменка, например.
But the crew is prepared and ready to go do that, and then we're ready again for the landing that's coming up.
Но я готов заявить, что экипаж готов к этим операциям, и мы на данный момент готовимся к посадке, до которой осталось совершенно немного времени.
So again, the teams are very well prepared. It's great to have 6 people back on board the space station. This will be a busy week, and we look forward to many exciting operations over this next period of time.
Все специалисты готовы, экипаж готов. График, конечно, будет напряженный на протяжении нескольких следующих недель, и мы с нетерпением ждем завершения этого периода времени.
Уважаемые коллеги, пожалуйста, вопросы.
Dear colleagues, questions, please.
Елена Зубцова.
Helena Zubtsova from the HRI's agency. First of all, I'd like to congratulate everybody on the successful docking. We're not present at the launch, but we could see on TV that there was nothing to be seen. The vehicle went into the sky, and I'm glad that everything went well. I have a question to Mr. Ushakov regarding the way or the newly arrived crew members feel, because that was their first time on the Soyuz vehicle for all of them. Thank you for your question. This is a very evident question. We were doing our best to prepare, and we're also worried, I must admit. But I must say that the talk we had with the crew right prior to the launch convinced us that the crew were fully aware of what they are about to do. They are very well aware of the difficult schedule which is in front of them, of the short handover period, that they will have to do their work with the preparations for the landing in the background. So they understand what they were going to do, and were fully convinced that they were very optimistic and full of energy and eager to perform this work successfully. So this is very evident and could very well be seen during the work prior to launch, during the launch, and during these 2 days prior to this successful docking today. And again, congratulations to everybody. I'd like to wish all the best also for the 22nd of this month, for landing. That will take place, I perhaps should mention this, in not ideal conditions. But we'll do our best and we'll do our utmost. Thank you. Thank you. Questions, please. Andrei Krasilnikov, please.
Andrei
Krasilnikov, News of Cosmonautics magazine. Mr. Krasnov, could you say a few words about the preparations for launch of the Kazakh cosmonaut and the Ukrainian cosmonaut? And a question to Mr. Gerstenmaier. Do you expect a second flight of the Dragon vehicle with docking to ISS, and if yes, then when can this take place? First of all, regarding flights for two colleagues from Ukraine and from Kazakhstan, we had a preliminary talk with the respective agencies, but unfortunately, due to certain financial restrictions that took place during the very well-known events at the financial markets in 2008. These agreements were not fully executed. I'm talking about the Kazakhstan Republic, the Kazakh Republic. So even though we understand that this opportunity does exist, it will probably become a reality only after 2015. And this will be something in addition to what we have on our hands right now. As regards Ukraine, yes, indeed, we had a preliminary talk too, and we did mention that this scenario was possible, but did not have any preliminary, more or less definite plan. So I don't think there's anything I can add to my answer.
We received the final software load from the SpaceX Corporation, and we're reviewing that software, going through the final tests and verifications in Houston.
На данный момент мы получили последний участок программного обеспечения от компании SpaceX. Мы просматриваем это программное обеспечение и проводим необходимые тесты в Хьюстоне на данный момент.
So we'll take a look at the results of that to make sure everything looks safe. We'll review it with our Russian colleagues to make sure that they understand things are okay for the docking and the rendezvous of the Dragon capsule. We'll do that activity in the next month or so.
Как только мы получим окончательные результаты этих тестов, мы затем передадим их нашим российским коллегам, убедимся в том, что у них нет никаких противопоказаний к стыковке этого корабля с Международной космической станцией, и сделаем это уже в ближайшее время.
So probably in a couple of weeks we'll be able to set an official launch date, but for now we're planning for a tentative launch and docking sometime in the January timeframe.
И буквально через пару недель мы уже, наверное, назначим время стыковки Но на данный момент мы планируем провести стыковку где-то в январе-феврале.
But that's subject to change depending on what we learn from these tests and our discussions with our Russian colleagues.
Но, конечно же, в зависимости от результатов тестов, которые мы получим, мы, конечно же, это время можем поменять. И, конечно же, хотелось бы услышать и мнение наших российских коллег по результатам этих тестов.
Спасибо. Пожалуйста, еще вопросы.
Please go ahead with the questions.
Нет?
No more questions?
Пожелаем удачи.
Thank you for your time. Let's wish all the best to our crews in orbit. Thank you.